You know, when we look at what people have to grow up into at this time in the West, consumerism, advertising, materialism, and now there's a huge propaganda move, indoctrination move to accept transgenderism and gay rights, and it's really coming at us 24 hours a day. How can people live any kind of life? How can they form relationships? How can they trust one another when everything is false?
It is a test from the Lord God in the end time. And this test is meant to see what is in your heart. If there is faith in the heart, you recognize that this is rubbish, this is garbage, and you'd want to separate yourself from it. If there is no faith in the heart, then you recognize this as the best of all worlds. It's never been better. And you'll embrace it. And you'll dance with them every tune that they dance. Like the Pied Piper of Hamelin, and the Pied Piper will take you to your destruction. This is the drama unfolding in the world today. In the field of economics, in the field of monetary economics, in the political system, in the sexual relations and so on. Everything is happening. It's a total corruption that is taking place. But the good news is, if you separate yourself from them, if you recognize that this is a ship that is sinking, if you recognize that no one can prevent this ship from sinking, if you recognize that this is divinely ordained, it's not happening by accident, if you recognize that if you remain on board that ship and it sinks, you're going into the hellfire. You're dancing your way all through the night until the dawn to the hellfire. Then what do? If you have faith in your heart, you get off the ship. And after you have gotten off the ship, then if your wife and your children and your father and your mother and so on, they don't want to get off the ship, then you can keep on trying to get them to get off the ship. But if you stay on board the ship with them, you'll go down with them, and you deserve what you get, the fate that's coming for you, yes.
But you have to stay with your family?
You have to get off the ship if you have 2 rupees worth of intelligence. You don't mind my using the rupee, do you?
No.
Okay. If you have 2 rupees worth of intelligence and knowledge, and you use the mental capacity, the intellectual capacity that the Lord God gave to you, then you will understand that if you remain on board the ship with your wife and your children and your father and your mother and your family, and the ship sinks, you go down with them. And you're a fool. You will go to hellfire, and they'll all go into the hellfire. If you really love them, and you wanted to save them, and you had 2 rupees worth of intelligence, you'd get off the ship, even if you have to get off alone. And having gotten off the ship, you then try and struggle to try to get them to also come off the ship. You then have a chance to save them, yes. But if you remain on board the ship, you're a fool.